What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Stand Tall, November 2nd. We're in the art of war, and we're wrapping up the first 24 and 25. These military devices leading to victory must not be divulged beforehand. 25. Now the general who wins the battle makes many calculations in his temple ere the battle is fought. Ere the battle is fought. The general who loses a battle makes but few calculations beforehand. Thus do many calculations lead to victory, and few calculations to defeat. How much more no calculation at all? It is by attention to this point that I can foresee who is likely to win or lose. Okay, I think that is important because it kind of is dichotomous to the Stoic way of thought, in the sense of we aren't always looking for the most like calculations to do and how to drag things out. Stoics were kind of like the obstacle of the moment is the way, and being adaptable. But at the same time, whether it comes to business or warfare or your personal life, you do need to have a long-term mindset in a lot of ways. So Master Sun says in the alternative translation, the formation and procedure used by the military should not be divulged beforehand. Cao says that to divulge means to leak out. The military has no constant form, just as water has no constant shape. Adapt as you face the enemy, without letting them know beforehand what you are going to do. Therefore, assessment of the enemy is in the mind, observation of the situation is in the eyes. Li Kuan says, attack when they are unprepared and not expecting it, and you will surely win. This is the essence of martial arts, to be kept secret and not divulged. Du Mu says that to divulge something means to speak of it. This means that all of the aforementioned strategies for securing military victory can certainly not be made uniform. First, see the enemy's formation and only then apply them. You cannot say that you will do before the event. You cannot say what you will do before the event. Mei Yao Chen that says, since you adapt and adjust appropriately in face of the enemy, how could you say what you are going to do beforehand? So they're saying that you need to be adaptable, don't divulge any secrets, and adapt to the enemy. Master Sun says, the one who figures on victory at headquarters before even doing battle is the one who has the most strategic factors on his side. The one who figures on inability to prevail at headquarters before doing battle is the one who has the least strategic factors on his side. The one with many strategic factors in his favor wins. The one with few strategic factors in his favor loses. How much more so for one with no strategic factors in his favor? Observing the matter in this way, I can see who will win and who will lose. Okay, so instead of fighting the battle in your mind, he's saying the plan at headquarters and the study of all the different factors and the strategic factors. Jing Yu is going to say, when your strategy is deep and far reaching, then what you gain by your calculations is much, so you can win even before the fight. When your strategic thinking is shallow and nearsighted, then what you gain by your calculations is little, so you lose before you do battle. Much strategy prevails over little strategy, so those with no strategy cannot be defeated. Therefore, cannot but be defeated. Those with no strategy cannot but be defeated. They will be defeated. Therefore, it is said that victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. I think that is a very important point of that, like, mindset matters. Whatever you're going to do, the mindset you have going in matters. Oh, I'm just going to try this out and see if it fits. Well, probably won't then. I'm going to go do this job and see if this career is for me. Probably not. As soon as you figure out what it is that you want to do, you're going to go after it. November 2nd, binding our wishes to what will be. But I haven't at any time been hindered in my will nor forced against it, and how is this possible? I have bound up by choice the act with the will of God. God wills that I be sick, such is my will. He wills that I should choosing, so do I. He chooses that I should do something. He wills that I should choose something, so do I. He wills that I reach for something or something be given to me. I wish for the same. What God doesn't will, I do not wish for. Epictetus, Discourses 4.1.89. So this is very introspective to me, especially like having read a couple of the Gnostic Gospels recently, and just the power to overcome. I think a lot of this is delicate, but I think that a lot of religious, Christian, regardless, Christian, Islam, Hinduism, I guess, pretty much any religion dating back to any religion that's had a god, essentially, or plural. And so it's always kind of like displacing blame of everything onto a higher power, because if that's what God chose, then it's easy to just kind of like not take any command of the situation and step in and take responsibility. And so I think like what he's saying here is like, this is like the thing that most people say is like, oh well, I'm sick, must be part of God's plan. Oh, like if I reach for something or something be given to me, I wish for the same. Like, I'm in control. If what everything else says about fate and all of that, in a way, I may be entirely wrong, but that's how I interpret that. When General Dwight D. Eisenhower, this is from the Daily Stoic, by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman. When General Eisenhower wrote to his wife on the eve of the invasion of Normandy, he told her, "Everything we could think of has been done. The troops are fit. Everybody is doing his best. The answer is in the lap of the gods." He'd done everything he could, and now what would happen would happen, and as Epictetus might say, he was ready to bear whatever that was. In fact, Eisenhower had written another letter that night and prepared it for release in case the invasion failed. If failure was what God or fate or luck or whatever you want to call it willed, he was ready. There is a wonderful lesson there. The man in charge of perhaps the most powerful army the world had ever assembled on the eve of the most expertly organized and planned invasion the world will hopefully ever know, was humble enough to know that the outcome ultimately belonged to someone or something bigger than him. And so it goes with all adventures. No matter how much preparation, no matter how skilled or smart we are, the ultimate outcome is in the lap of the gods. The sooner we know that, the better we will be. So my observation was a little bit like directly opposite. But I think in the sense of Stoicism, it is the obstacle is the way. The outcomes you've strategically weighed. That's the art of war. He planned at headquarters. They fought the battle in their mind, and he fought the battle in his mind of losing. He took that into consideration and wrote that letter. And so at the end of the day, no matter what you ascribe, whether it be a higher power or statistics, there's too many variables to say we should have or this could have, or there's too many variables. And that's what it means for me, in the sense of it's in God's hands, it's in the hands of fate, whatever you want to ascribe to it. So that's what that means, and that's another way that we are reminded to stand tall. That at the end of the day, no matter how much preparation, no matter how much planning, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Mike Tyson, famous quote. Um, and that's just how life is. But that doesn't mean you don't plan, because, like Sun Tzu said, the people who don't plan are sure to lose, and the people who go to battle, who have lost the battle before going, seek to find a win, whereas the people who have already won are the winners. And I think that we need to take that stance in the Stoic sense of, whether we win or lose the battle, we know that it's in the hands of fate, and it's not entirely we can't control everything. We can't. And so just stand tall knowing that. We'll see you on the next one.